Locked up, you deserve it. I'ma knock your ass out like a Vontaze person. I said, oh no, you don't want the smoke, I'm in go mode. You ain't got a pass in like so long. Drop from your team, boy, you done for. I'm in go mode. I said, oh no, you don't want the smoke, I'm in go mode. You ain't got a pass in like so long. Drop from your team, boy, you done for. Cause missed a whole lot of money going broke, yeah. Missed a whole lot of money going broke, yeah. Missed a whole lot of money going broke, ay. Yeah, missed a whole lot of money going broke. Cause missed a whole lot of money going choke.
1 minute and 40 seconds of being treated like Drew Barrymore in 50 First Dates.
Somehow, Discount Jeremy is complaining about the opening of this episode taking too long when they literally put a 30-second ad at the beginning of this video for Jeremy's new book, plus their 14-second intro. This is textbook hypocrisy.
It was inevitable.
Well, actually, it wasn't inevitable, was it? You could have left Dooney World at any point, but you seem pretty set on playing Boba Father, and that directly led to these lovely people being vaporized.
Right, but you're missing the point that simply giving up is not within Boba's character, so it kinda was inevitable.
Mos Espa can become a prosperous city under our protection.
Are we counting Garza's business? No? Putting that behind us then? Our track record's pristine.
Okay, cool joke, but his point is that once the Pikes leave, the city can become prosperous. The Pikes are dangerous, but after they're gone, Boba can efficiently protect the city.
If you want to abandon Mos Espa and hide in your fortress, go ahead. We're staying. The people who live here need our protection.
Which is screenwriter code for Jabba's palace is a bit too OP, and we need the audience to think Boba Fett are actually at risk.
To be completely fair, if they had gone back to Jabba's palace, the Pikes would have broken out their heavy artillery sooner, which would have put Boba and everyone else on their heels from the start.
Was your venture successful? You won't have to worry about Freetown.
Nice work, Mr. Bane. I mean, that response was vaguer than I'd hoped, but I'm gonna trust you dealt with the whole of Freetown and not just their sheriff. You know, so there's no chance they ex machina this at the last second.
Bane killing the Marshal was the incentive for the rest of Freetown to not get involved. They know what he and the Pikes are capable of. Also, you're yet again misusing the term Deus Ex Machina.
What's an X-Wing doing here?
Fan service would be my first guess, closely followed by they couldn't afford to CGI a Star Destroyer and Luke Skywalker.
What the fuck does a Star Destroyer have to do with this? Are you trying to say that Baby Yoda should have flown in on a Star Destroyer? Also, Discount Jeremy sins fan service.
I know an astromech flew the ship.
Good. As long as you know that and we know that, we can all go on happily knowing that we know all the things that need to be known to enjoy Grogu's convenient arrival in the finale.
I was almost on board with this sin because that line of dialogue was super stilted and only existed to let us know how Baby Yoda got here. However, you ruined it by randomly calling this arrival convenient, which it's not.
Oh, keep your dome on.
Considering how powerless R2 is to prevent Peli from taking Grogu here, I have to wonder why Luke thought it was a good idea. What if this had been literally anyone else on Tatooine?
Jesus, are you really this stupid? Luke obviously told R2 to fly to Peli's hangar. It's that simple.
Chrysanthemum is in Trandoshan territory.
I think Finnick needs to brush up on her Wikipedia knowledge. This is an absolute liability, but I guess one-armed Trandoshans are about to become all the rage.
You know what? I agree. This detail really confused me. Why would you put the Wookiee in Trandoshan territory? That makes no sense. Take a sin back.
Slow cowboy eye contact reveal cliche.
This isn't a cliche, my guy.
Thought I smelled something.
Can you smell while wearing that helmet? Either Cad Bane smells of fresh bantha fodder and gym socks, or Boba's trying to diminish his morale.
This is what I mean when I say that the TV Sins writers try and fail to be funny. This joke was honestly very stupid, and if anybody laughed, they're gonna need a demon removed.
Before you get any ideas, I've got back shooters too.
Indeed he does, but what he doesn't have is a helmet. So I don't know why Fennec and Mando don't blast Demon Cowboy Crazy Frog while they still have a chance. I'm sure their armor can take a few hits in the meantime.
Okay, but their armor obviously has gaps, which the back shooters will be aiming at, so they could take out Bane, but they would be shot by high-powered rifles in unprotected spots. Having patience is a much better option.
You mean the one that massacred your Tuscan family and blamed it on a speed bike gang?
Which means that Boba murdered the gang for a crime they didn't commit. Yes, they were by no means good guys, but maybe you should gather a bit more information than a suspiciously obvious gang tag before dispensing your pew-pews of justice.
Jesus Christ, this sin might be the dumbest in this entire video. Boba thought it was the speed bike gang who murdered the Tuscans, so he slaughtered them out of pure emotion. That's actually some very good characterization for Boba, but you sinned it because... Wait, why did you sin it? Oh, yeah, because the emotionally broken assassin didn't have sufficient evidence to justify his revenge. You see why that's dumb?
Why aren't the mods shooting first? You have time to make comms to your allies, but have no time to shoot them based on your observation? The mods watching all these aliens take their time fumbling with weapons they barely know how to use tells me that judgment is not the mod's strong suit.
First of all, reaction time is a factor. But secondly, the mods most likely weren't able to see the weapons that the aliens were fumbling with. All they could see was a bunch of aliens fumbling with unknown objects. So shooting them on the spot would kinda be like police brutality. Are the TV Sims writers okay with police brutality?
I hope she gets there in 40 minutes to end this war. Would be terrible if she got caught in traffic or, God forbid, a one-sided gunfight.
So you're sinning the fact that she stops to help the mods? Why is that a sin? Are you going to explain? No? Well, alrighty then.
Hold up. Nobody heard the speeders approach? It was right next to the mods in Aqualish gunfight. Finnick pulled up, dismounted, climbed the building, and made herself comfortable to shoot the enemy, all without being seen or heard.
Are you forgetting that the mods were in the middle of a heated firefight? Yeah, none of them were paying attention to the sounds of a speeder approaching. They were being shot at.
They're here. It was just a matter of time.
Indeed it was, so why are you still here? The idea was to protect the people of Mos Espa, but since your plan has gone out of the airlock, aren't they better served by drawing the pikes back to the more defensible palace and away from all the civilian homes?
Yeah, I actually 100% agree with you here. Staying in the city to protect the civilians makes absolutely zero sense. I'll remove another sin.
All three Gotras of Mos Espa turned on us.
Putting trust into crime lords? Yeah, they gotcha good.
I have no compunction whatsoever, genuflecting or even groveling if needs be.
What about any veneration, obsequience, or general sycophancy that might be needed? See, I have a thesaurus too.
Did any of us really need this dick measuring contest based around fancy words?
Visual definition of getting kneecapped. Also, why does Boba's built-in arsenal only function along the y-axis?
First of all, sinning Boba's knee rockets. And second, the fuck do you mean about the y-axis? Are you just saying random words at this point and hoping that they're sins?
18 people hiding behind the tank probably won't be shot today.
Discount Jeremy sings in a video cliche.
Honestly, I wonder why Disney didn't save us all some time and just title the whole damn show Everything Wrong with Boba Fett. Really not needed here.
What the fuck? You're acting as if Boba firing his rocket and having it be stopped by the shields is a self-explanatory sin, but it's not. I am so confused.
Darksaber, the most badass weapon in the galaxy right up until the plot deems it to be too powerful and renders it useless.
Dude, stop. The Darksaber is a lightsaber, and lightsabers have always been shown to be ineffective against ray shields and droidica shields. Stop acting like this is unique.
What the f is R2 doing right now?
Who cares? He's not an integral part of the story, and it's not as if he'd be able to help them defeat the droids, so why does it matter?
Why does Mando wait until after the Rancor has been shot again to Darksaber some sh**? When you get the chance to Darksaber, you Darksaber, dude.
So you're telling me that Mando should have hopped up onto the droid while it was being hit by the Rancor? Do you not see the problem with that?
I'll distract the droid.
Wouldn't distracting the droid work better if you were more than 2 feet away from the person you're distracting it from?
I mean, no. They're distracting it by drawing its fire away from the others, which is working, even though they're so close.
Jetpack.
Okay, so you want Boba to turn on his jetpack and fly away while being thrown off the Rancor? Do you realize that he's not a fucking cat and therefore can't react in time to do that?
But I have armor.
Let's find out.
Can he not see the armor?
He wasn't referring to the armor, genius. He was referring to who would win the fight.
Why does it have to be the right arm?
Well, because if it was the left arm, it'd feel like a stranger was doing it. I prefer for these things to feel personal.
Discount Jeremy talks about masturbation cliche.
I have to hope at least one person on the Boba team was like, hey, isn't it a bit shitty the fans of The Mandalorian are going to be confused as f*** to start of season 3? Do we really have to force them to watch every second of content in order to keep up?
Yet again, Discount Jeremy is complaining about a cinematic universe being a cinematic universe. Everything is connected, buddy. That's how it works.